Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast and YouTube channel, All in One Spiritual Sense. Today is Saturday, and I know I normally don't do any readings on the weekends. I decided because I'm going to be doing my chakra energy spiritual readings to do that now. So I guess on Saturdays I'll be doing that. So, right? So again, I'd like to start off by saying that this podcast YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes, informational or even educational purposes. It just depends on which podcast you listen to or what episode, all right? So I consider myself to be a spiritualist, magic mind medium, proclaimed, I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied, magic mind medium, um, psychic like intuitive. By profession, I am in the health care field by profession, and I was first introduced to chakras, a book that a family member, a relative had in their study, and it interests me so much. And I didn't read all of the book. I only read, a few pages of the book, and it gave me a sensibility about okay, chakras, but I really didn't understand it until I got older, right? So, what are chakras? Chakras are the energy forces within the body. You have seven different ones, and I will briefly go over those. You have your crown chakra, which is located in the head area. You have the third eye, which is located in the middle of the forehead. You have the heart chakra. You have the solar plexus chakra, which is located in the lower chest. You have the sacral chakra, which is below the navel, and then you have the root chakra, which is below the spine. So I decided to make out. I had some cords that got damaged in the midst of they got water damage. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed with doing the reading now. All right, so I'm gonna turn the cards over. I'll tell you how I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna scramble the cards around, and then I'm gonna lay them in such a fashion. All right. Alrighty. So we're gonna say we're just gonna do it like in a cross. All right. And then I'll do the four here. We're gonna turn the cards over like in a cross. All right. So let's proceed. So I do show whoever this reading is for that it seems as though are having some issues or what have you with what your throat chakra. So where's the throat chakra located? And I forgot to put this on my guide on my little thing here, but I already know what it is. So the throat chakra is located where in the throat. You see, I tried to draw a little net. This is where the throat chakra is. All right. Oftentimes, when you have issues with in this area, it has a lot to do with communication, right? Ability to express oneself in terms of it could be physical, like you may have some physical manifestation that happen, but in a spiritual sense, oftentimes it's when there is a break in communication, like something has occurred to stample or to stunt your verbalization or your communication, if that makes sense to you. So this is what I show as the main corporate that is going on with you. Now, in the crown is what I have towards the past. The crown is what I have towards the past. So we're going to say that perhaps in the past, crown, as we know, relates to higher consciousness, divine connection, or disconnect when it's thrown off. So I want to say that it could have been something that happened with you in terms of um, brain wise, head wise, or whatever the case may be. That's what it lets me know. Um, Also, it has a lot to do with thinking and thought. So, can we say something may have occurred, maybe traumatic wise, or whatever the case may be, to cause you to have some issues with communication and verbalizing um, what is going on? Like it manifested itself physically wise, but ultimately there's some emotional connotations with it. A higher consciousness or a divine connection is what I want to say. I think um in essence it was something to shield you and protect you, believe it or not. It was. Now this is what I show. So I have the heart turned upside down. I do not feel as though your heart is affected in this situation. As you can see, I have the heart in the opposite direction. So it could be something neurological. That's just my take. Um, or what have you. It's not heart related. It could very well be um, a disconnect from divine connection or a God, as we know God to be. I don't feel as though it's anything physical wise in terms of your heart based on this reading. Now, right here, I have solar plexus. Now, before I proceed, um, I don't feel as though, because the heart chakra has a lot to do with relationships, love, depression, and things like that. So I don't feel as though you have anything to worry about in terms of your relationship. So I'm not going to pull out my relationship cards. But communication as well as your connection to a divine consciousness is what I'm going to say is what the main thing is. So in doing that, I'm just going to pull out one of my thoughts, faith, and belief cards or Celtic cards. And that's going to give me a synopsis as to what that could very well be. All right, so let's break these out. Let's spread these out here. All right, so this is going to give me a sensibility. This is the thoughts, faith, and belief card. I feel as though you may have good relationships, but somehow there is a disconnect from um, is it religion or is it belief in your beliefs? That's what it lets me know. Okay, so I have Queen of Cups here. Queen of Cups. Cups has a lot to do with what? Feelings and emotion, creativity, relationship, intuition, and compassion. I'm going to say that I do not feel as though it's relationships in terms of like um, family, even spouse, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to say that you perhaps had some type of, I think it's Queen of Cups, is a representation of a mother or mother-like figure, if that makes sense to you, right? Like you may have had a overbearing mother figure, if that makes sense to you. And is what it lets me know based on the cards. So we got the solar plexus here. Um, in the position of the solar plexus has a lot to do with what? Pleasure, sexual energies is located in the lower chest, is what it lets me know. So I have it here, right? So, how do I feel in terms of this reading regarding your energies? Pleasure. How do you handle pleasure? Do you feel as though um well, I tell you what, let's lay a card for each one of these. And we'll get you know what, I'll do my Mrs. Cleo's cards. Oh, I'll do my urban tarot to get a synopsis about solar plexus, right? Sacral root. I think of a better way of how to do this for those who are tuning in, then I will. All right, solar plexus, we're going to put this card. We're going to pick this card for this one, this card for this one, and this card for this one. All right. So we know it's not heart related. There is nothing wrong with your relationships, per se, but I do show that um, something in regards to communication and your mother or mother-like figure is what I get gathered from this. The matriarch card comes up, Queen of Disc. So I honestly feel as though you may be a very prudent person because of not wanting to let your mother down. Sexual energies that are perpetuated are obscured because of this relationship you have with your mother. You don't want to be looked in a certain way regarding your mother, is what it lets me know. Let's look at the sacral failure. Now, the sacral chakra, which is located below the navel, I'm sorry. So they pretty much go hand in hand because the solar plexus has a lot to do with pleasure, and the chakra has a lot to do with sexual energies. Whereas you can see here, we have what you're not even able to view it. We have failure there. We also have the number seven there as well. Insight, spirituality, and contemplation. So I think a lot of the things that was going on was because of you not wanting to let this matriarch down. It may not necessarily be your mother. It could be someone that is like a mother to you, right? Like someone that you highly revered. You don't want to be looked at in a light, if that makes sense to you, because I get the failure part here in this darker, right? Um, the next part I get here, let's read your root. Well, the root chakra chakras, they said it's chakras or chakras. Well, it's located at the base of the spine, has a lot to do with safety, security. When it's imbalanced, if you may have anxiety, fear, and things of that sort. I show success here in regards to safety and security. So that lets me know that whoever this person is provides you some sense of security. Like I don't necessarily feel if I'm misspoken earlier, I have gotten a little bit more clarity, so do bear with me. I don't necessarily feel as though there's anything wrong with the relationship per se. It's just that you have this sensibility, a love of respect of this person, and you don't want to let this person down, is what it lets me know. Because I do show success related to the root, if that makes sense to you. It also has the number six there, harmony, community, and cooperation. So I do believe that you are in harmony with each other. There is no animosity, if that makes sense to you, in regards to this figure, whether it's a mother-like figure. And what I will do is I'm going to pull out, um, regarding the crown, I have to meditate on it and see where will I need to pull to read this here. Something regarding the past, right? The next card is your third eye. So your third eye has a lot to do with intuition, foresight, imagination. When it's blocked, there's a lack of clarity. I do feel as though it has five here and it has strife, stress, conflict, and instability. So that lets me know that it's something in regards to imagination or intuition or even foresight. In this department, you are. I guess what it is you have a battle that comes towards your mind is what it lets me know. So in that case, I am being prompted by source to pull out one of my Mrs. Cleo's power. Look, I cannot even see today. I am prompted to pull out one of my Mrs. Cleo's Power Tarot deck cards to get a little bit more clarity regarding this here. Right? Let's see. So I don't show that there's necessarily a issue now that I've gotten a little bit more clarity or what have you, but there is a level of um, obscurity in regards to this relationship. Like there's some things that you don't want this person to know. Um, I get a sensibility that she could be a bit overbearing and a little bit nosy at times, too nosy, if that makes sense to you. The next card I have here, I have seven of staffs. Seven of staffs. Um, Put it this way. Whoever you are surrounded by, I feel I think you are surrounded by a little bit of paranoia. Like somehow they may feel paranoid about something. Because seven is so significant, I'm doing the chakra reading. Encourage whoever this is for, encourage them to balance their chakras. Because this is turned in the opposite, I want to say they would need to start with the heart chakra. Their relationships is what it lets me know. I think what you're doing is you're tapping into energies of those who are around you. I feel like I'm talking to somebody in a church setting. I do. Have them to start with their heart chakras, their relationships, and see what they improve. Now, I'm not trying to judge anybody because, I got my own circumstances and things to deal with as well, right? But I do feel as though um, whoever you are surrounded by may need to check their relationships and focus on heart and lung, the heart chakras. That's what it lets me know. All right. So let me go ahead. I'm not, like I said, because I had the heart and the opposite, I'm not going to pull out relationships. per se. I don't necessarily feel as though I think it's more spiritual, if that makes sense to anybody, right? All right, so I will pull out a healing energy so we can get some healing energy. And this chakra readings, I said I'm gonna be doing them on Saturday. They will not be every Saturday. It's just on the whim of how I feel. I'm also gonna pull out a heart, an angel card as well. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to a close because I'm still working on how to do this reading. I'm just doing this on the run, but I think this is the best way to do it based on how the cards lay. All right, so I'm just gonna pull out a angel card. All right, attention. So I do believe there's attention that needs to be focused on whomever is around you. Something lets me know. Um, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I am attentive to all that manifests within me. When negativity rises within me, I transform it into light, love, and hope. My love for others is unconditional. I forgive. My desire to improve is constant. I am firm, brave, and hardworking. So we want to make sure that our relationships are up to par. And focus on those relationships. Make sure you are doing things in accordance to what is right. We all have problems. We all have issues. No one is perfect. We want to do things the right way. Um, Claircognizance. Archangel Uriel. Pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. So I think what whoever this reading is for, what you are experiencing is called claircognizance, and I did a episode on the different clairs some time ago. Let me see if I still have that information here. The different clairs, and let's get a little bit more into what is clair cognizance. What exactly does that mean? Well, I'm going to tell you now. Uh, So it's honing your clear knowing and developing your intuition is what it mentions. Claircognizance is. Um, so some things you would just know. You didn't ask to know. Sometimes you may not even care to know, but somehow God would just put it in you, and you would know what you know what you know, right? So I think that's what's going on in this situation now. Picking up energies from the spaces where you are. So I'm going to conclude this episode of Spiritual Sense doing the chakra um, energy spiritual reading. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment below. Until then, have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.